Howdy, this here's your trans-Eastern European girl corrupt here. How's it hanging, homies? Today is a special day because I have found Mockingbird. Yes, and Mockingbird issue 3 to be exact. Oh, let the cringe commence. The cover, outside of just looking terrible, isn't as bad as it could be. It's mostly just her, upside down, on like a poorly photoshopped background, looking like something you'd make in like college for an essay or some shit. Like, it's just boring, really. Kind of like this character. Well, no, she's actually not boring. She's just awful. Which, you know, this is better than being boring. Because if you're gonna be something terrible, you might as well be, you know, bad, right? And the very first page, we're introduced to an ugly fat chick with, who apparently is trying to expose herself to radiation. And unfortunately, and hopefully nothing else, because I'm not a pedophile and she looks disgusting. Yeah. And let's see, she's basically, this is Mockingbird, is like a little ugly fat girl who grew up to be not an ugly fat girl. Essentially, she's like, I've always wanted to have superpowers. And so she did, you know, all the shit that you see superheroes go through, like, she exposed herself to radiation, like the Hulk. She let herself get bitten by spiders that she farmed. Oh, here's, the cringe is quick in this one. Here we go. So, she wants to find a backhoe so she can get a magical amulet. And she apparently is at some, like, women's rights, like, she's at some, like, feminist march or something, and her mom is like, you can get a backhoe as soon as I get paid as much as your father. Ho ho! There's biting political commentary right there. Wage gap. Like, you know, and granted you could say, well, she is at, like, a woman's march or something, but this is just such a, like, a current day issue that is just so transparent, and that's kind of the problem with a lot of like the politics of like SJW types in these books. It's so just blatant and in your face. There's no subtlety or nuance with the topic. It's not presented in an interesting way. It's just kind of like, bam, here you go. It's like they just sort of wiggle their like metaphorical dick in your face and go, here it is. Here's my opinion. There you go. Like, you can believe it or not. But if you don't, you're probably a Nazi. Like, there you go. You have this like judgmental political penis just wiggling in your face, calling you a Nazi. That's more or less SJW politics. A judgmental political penis that calls you a Nazi. Here you go. The rest of the panel is pretty much like this. She invented a laser helmet. I'm not really sure who that's aimed at. I know the others are supposed to harken back to a particular character. I don't know about the laser helmet. She made one in home ec because I guess that's the time and place for like a laser helmet. I don't know. She called Oscorp to do experimental trials so she could gain powers. Oh, here goes. Embrace yourself. I finally realized that I was being unrealistic. I can never be like in my heroes. They all had something I didn't. A Y chromosome. Honestly, by then I had other things on my mind. Like most girls my age, I was obsessed with, oh god, this is the best part, math and science. What? That's a lie. No one is obsessed with math and science. Like, this is so fucking stupid. It's not even a girl thing. It's just a lot of fucking kids in general really aren't obsessed with math and science. A lot of kids in general are like, you have girls and guys who like that type of shit, but a lot of them really don't. Like, a lot of girls and a lot of boys are into all types of shit. Some of them are into math. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them are into, like, rap, anime, and calling each other faggots over Xbox and PS4. Well, a lot of dudes are into calling each other faggots over Xbox and PS4. Oh my god, this is so cringy. She's like, STEM! Yay! Here's the thing, this is so fucking stupid. And here's the thing about this. She doesn't even grow up to, I guess this is supposed to be a girls in STEM thing, yet she doesn't even, like, grow up to be to join any STEM classes. She becomes a secret agent, and she just has science as a hobby. This is so fucking stupid. It's like, again, this is the problem with SJW shit. It's like, if you're going to say shit like, oh hey, here's a message, why not do it in a nuanced and intelligent way? Or how about at least following through with the fucking premise? Like, okay, she's always wanted to be a science and a mathematician or whatever, like most girls her age, which, I mean, I'm sorry, but like, most young kids in general really aren't into that shit. Like, do you see what fucking kids are into? If it's not eating each other's assholes, it's fucking rap music and whatever random fucking shit. Look at this. Bam. Oh my god, like this art is fucking terrible. I mean, like, these characters are so like, this art is fucking terrible. It's so stiff. Like, you can tell somebody just went to town on, like, 3D models with this shit. Look at this. Look at his arm. What is his arm? She's grabbing, it looks like she's holding the telescope thing in her hand. I can't even fucking tell. And then look at this. And then bam, she just shot this dude straight up in the face. But you can't tell because his face is off, half of his face is off panel, and there's like no blood or anything. It's just kinda his face going up. Look at this. Like, and look at this gun. This is awful. This is like, it's not bad. Like, this is art that you would expect in like an indie comic or someone who's making like a web comic on like DeviantArt or some shit. This isn't something you would expect from like a major company of anything. I'm still a scientist but these days it's more of a hobby because it turns out you don't need a Y chromosome to be a superhero. You just need balls. You would still need a Y chromosome for that. No more racism, no more sexism, no more racism. Female heroes are just as celebrated as their male counterparts. We won the war, ladies. What? This is retarded. One of the most celebrated heroes is Wonder Woman. She's actually one of the probably few superheroes, or at least comic book superheroes that people can name. That's not that's not Batman, Spider-Man, or Superman, or to some degree, and fucking Iron Man. Like, those are like, she's one of the few superheroes that people can actually name. Because most people don't really care about fucking superhero comic books as it is. Not anymore, anyway. So it's kind of retarded to be like, we're finally getting respect, ladies! Like, yeah, but a lot of people are already aware of these characters. Hell, to a lesser extent, people are aware of Storm. This is dumb. It's just ignorance. That's all this is. This is just, like, ignorant girl power fucking bullshit without any understanding of the material or anything. It's just, like, hell, if you're gonna touch upon, like, issues that affect women, at least touch upon actual issues that, I don't know, aren't fucking retarded. Like, yay! We're acknowledged as superheroes, even though Wonder Woman is popular character. Even though Wonder Woman is now actually a really popular character, and before was known as being a character. This is so fucking stupid. Like, this is vapid fucking preachy nonsense. God, this is an awful book. Oh, but it gets so much worse. New York City. 2 weeks ago and 2 days ago, It's called Early Onset Powers. Oh god. This is Dick Prophet reporting live for CNBC News. It's called Early Onset Powers. Girls are developing younger and younger, some as early as 9. And chemicals in the environment to blame. Better nutrition, cosmic radiation. Let me see. Scientists are desperately trying to unravel the cause of a mass die-off that has cut the global population of saiga antelope nearly in half. The critically who cares? Like, why am I reading this? Like, who gives a shit? This is... Oh, and cut my hair! Of course the dude's an asshole. I have the shot. Are the hostages still alive? Affirmative. Hold your fire. And then they're about to, like, shoot this little girl. And essentially, early onset powers I guess, is supposed to be like a metaphor for girls developing into women and, like, periods and shit. And not in the not so... I don't know. At least that's what it seems like to me. It's delivered in the most not so fucking subtle way possible. Like, early onset powers. Thank you for that. I mean, hell, maybe it is, and it's something else entirely. Oh, of course this little bitch right here is wearing a girl power t-shirt. Yay! Like, this is so corny. This is so corny and this is so corny and dated. Like, God, this is awful. It's so stupid and condescending. It's just corny and outdated nonsense. What's so scary about 12-year-old girls? Are you thirsty, sweetie? I bought you a juice box. Oh yeah, they're shapeshifters. Not quite one thing or another. Oh my god, this is so awful. This is so awful. Okay, so this SWAT team guy here, he's a negotiator. He's trying to talk to this little girl who has superpowers or whatever, and she just shoots him after he brought her a juice box because she's a little bitch. And Mockingbird, who's narrating all of this, is, again, brace yourself for supreme cringe. She goes, how can we have a meaningful dialogue with adolescent girls when we live in a culture that still can't talk about tampons? What? There are tampon commercials all over the goddamn TV. There are discussions about women's periods sometimes in fucking TV shows. What the hell are you talking about? We can't talk about tampons. Do you mean why we don't have conversations about them all the goddamn time? Probably the same reason no one wants to know about Dan Slott's probable erectile dysfunction. Because that's really gross. Oh my god, Spider-Man rocks! Like, oh my, this is cringe. Like, oh Jesus fucking Christ. This is like, I don't think Chelsea Kane, who's the person who wrote this, is that old, but the dialogue, the outfits, like, what is this shit? Like, this bitch is busted. What is this fucking outfit? Girl power? Oh, of course it's a pink shirt. Because she's a little girl. Why wouldn't she like the color pink? Fucking suck my dick, you fucking bitch. It's weird, right? No, it's not weird because we don't live in a society where people are afraid to talk about tampons. We don't live in that society. What the fuck is wrong with you, you twit? Anyway, negotiator falls, nearly kills himself. This fucking hoe, Mockingbird, catches him with her magical glowing ninja wings or whatever. Then she has a conversation and then they have a conversation, and it turns out that like the little girl put her friends in like this little bubble or something because, oh my god, and Mockingbird says, nice shirt. Yeah, of course you would, you stupid bitch. Anyway, so little girl trapped her friends in this stupid little, like, bubble thing because She wants to protect them, and then like a guy in a helicopter tries to tape it for CNBC, and then I don't know, I think she like rips the color from his face or something. I don't fucking know. They don't really make again, like these aren't really comic book. These aren't really superhero comic books. Like they're listed as superhero comic books, but they're not really superhero comic books. They're really supposed to be YA books, just poorly disguised as a comic book. So when you try to understand, when you try to, make sense of this fucking garbage here, it's hard to, because nothing is really explained. Characters will have weird powers that you can't really understand because they're never really explained, because they're not really supposed to be explained in the first place. It's not important to the plot. The plot is mostly, a vehicle for the plot, if you could call it that. It's just a vehicle for the author to just vomit his or her political opinions at you. Because who cares about class or tact or anything else like that when you can just when you can just basically berate people who may or may not agree with you about how better your politics are because they're your politics, right? Now, this is awful and mostly just me ranting because this is an awful book. It took me like 2 days to read. I hate this book.